Welcome back to the Common Gourmet after a 3-month unplanned hiatus. Sorry about the extreme delay, but we had some technical difficulties, which basically means the computer died and I couldn't afford to fix it. So we are back up and running now, though, so I'm glad y'all came back with me. Today we're going to continue our basic series with your basic roast potato. I know some people are saying, well, how hard is it to roast a potato? Well, technically it's not that hard at all, but the way I do it is a little bit different than some. My family absolutely loves these potatoes. Would eat them probably every night of the week if I'd make them. It's not terribly hard. It's a little more time consuming than just throwing stuff in the oven, but we'll talk about that too. So let's say we go make some potatoes. Alright, so I've got some potatoes already peeled here. Didn't figure you need to see me cutting or peeling potatoes. How many you use depends on how many is going to fit in your pan. It's up to you. I also didn't figure you needed to see me boiling water. I boiled these were probably on for about 12 minutes. You want to, it's still solid, it's holding its shape. It's not cooked all the way, but it's got that slightly mushy outside. It's just starting to cook on the outside. These are parboiled, partially cooked, partially boiled. Now, the longer you let these sit and cool, the more you get those lovely little flaky bits. You can immediately throw them in, or what I do is I wait. I let them cool. Now you're going to want a tinfoil lined sheet like this, and the smoother that tinfoil is, the better off you are, because when you go to toss them later, if there's wrinkles, you'll catch them, and you got a mess. So 4 to 6 tablespoons of oil. Kind of eyeball it, really. It's what I do. You want seasonings that are going to be small and adhere to the potatoes. I got seasoning salt, some garlic powder, some pepper, some table grind dried herb mix. Because it's small, they all adhere. Things like the flaked dried onion. It sounds good until you find out that they aren't going to stick and they're actually sitting there and burn, and that's just kind of nasty. Can you skip the boiling stage and jump right to this? You certainly can. It'll take you 45 minutes to an hour to cook, but it is simpler, and you don't get all the little bits, which really, in my opinion, and my family's opinion, makes this dish better. If you all have ever watched Bloomin' Hestenthal, he, I believe, came up with a version of this. See, there's some, just happen to see one floating around there, the little bit that you're looking for. You don't want it so done from the boiling that they mush, but you don't want it so underdone that there's no flaking. So you keep an eye on it. I wish my camera recorded better so I could record the sound directly for you guys, because when this hits, it's just sizzling. That pan is just rocket hot. It's been in a 450 degree oven for about 20 minutes. And that's what you want. You want a nice sear started. You want those potatoes cooking immediately. Please ignore the chicken thawing in the sink. I did not realize it was in this shot. That is for a completely different project. So, you want to try and get those as an even single layer as you can. If you have a lot of people in a small pan, hey, you got to do what you got to do. Now, these cooked for probably about 20-25 minutes. I turn them at least twice. See how it just slides real nice and easy, because that foil is nice and smooth, and I'm sure that oil had nothing to do with those potatoes sliding smoothly. All those little beautiful bits and all these, that's just lovely. Well, guys, I'm sorry for the long away time, and I do hope that this was a good video for you. I'll see y'all again real soon, and until then, enjoy cooking.